aka Big Joe Dubin, with you on this Tuesday. Nick Frazier on the ones and twos. Hope you're having an awesome start to your day. Big Joe is getting ready for his MTSU duties as they take on Liberty tonight. The undefeated Liberty. Should be good. Do we have JoJo?
Joe is trying to figure out his microphone. He sees us. He's talking to us, but we cannot hear him.
Okay.
Joe is on the horizon. He's getting there, though.
All right. We will work on that. We will effort, as they say, because, yes, he is on the road with the Blue Raiders as this is the final Tuesday game they have. Then they go to a normal schedule of Saturday games after an extended bye week, but they will take on Liberty tonight in Lynchburg, Virginia, which is where Joe is. You can hear all of that action on 93.3 Classic Hits with the pregame beginning at 5 o'clock and also on the 93.3 Classic Hits app and 93.3classichits.com. Titans, the reaction continues, but I guess good news coming out this morning on Ryan Tannehill, the starting quarterback for the Tennessee Titans. As he has a high ankle sprain. We knew that. But Jeff Darlington reporting that he will not require surgery. So that, I guess, is the good news. So basically what it sounds like to me is this is the same injury that he had last year, essentially. So no surgery is going to be required, according to Jeff Darlington of ESPN. The question is, how long is he going to be out? And, you know, is this – they got the bye week, which is good, so you count that in that. But I think it's safe to say he's going to miss the Falcons game. Will he miss anything beyond that? I would say probably that he will be out for, I'm going to say at least 2 games, so that would be 3 weeks. That's my guess. It could be longer.
Yeah, I don't know. I think if they go with Malik Willis in the first game, because obviously I do not think he plays against Atlanta. Like 100% does not play. So with that being said, I think they could get it by with Malik Willis as their quarterback the Atlanta week, and then the following week, that's kind of where the kind of goes up in the air.
So you want to go with Malik Willis?
I think Atlanta's not good enough, and it is a Malik Willis type game where they can win with Malik Willis.
I'm going to be honest. I think I've seen enough of Malik Willis.
I'm with you.
I mean, if you got to go, I mean, they're probably going to go with Malik Willis because Vrabel's stubborn, and it's like, well, he's the backup, and you know that even though he said yesterday, you know, he's going to go and he's going to evaluate, and they're both going to be evaluated. Now you do have an opportunity to get a look at Will Levis, so that's what I would do. Joe, are you with us?
Yeah, Chase, how are you, buddy?
I'm good, my friend. How are you?
That's great how this thing works, man. Awesome.
Yeah, you got it figured out. Technology, how about it?
I just turn it off and on, and it works.
Yeah, there you go. That's sometimes, you know, how I work. So I understand.
I feel like I'm an airplane pilot. I got this headset on. I'm on the floor. Like,
You're on the floor. Why are you on the floor?
Chase, you should really see his setup. It's quite something to look at.
It looks like my dorm room in college. Just a complete disaster.
Very, very nice. So you're in Lynchburg, Virginia.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Big game tonight. Middle taking on Liberty. Liberty's undefeated. So it'll be a lot of fun tonight up here in Lynchburg, Virginia. By the way, the facilities up here at Liberty, I mean, they're SEC equivalent. I mean, they're 1,000 times better than Vanderbilt. It's amazing.
So have you asked them their thoughts on Malik Willis and whether he should be the starting quarterback for the Titans?
They love Malik Willis in Lynchburg, Virginia. And they were people talked to last night were wondering why he didn't start last year. I'm not kidding you.
Yeah, I believe it.
So, yeah, I mean, he was a hero here, and so they feel like he should be playing all along.
Well, don't tell them how I feel because I've seen enough, and I think they should go to Will Levis.
Well, I'm with you, too. The same way. It's like, hey, he's a nice guy and everything, but, you know, he's one of those great locker room guys, they say. But as our friend Terry Cripps said, if you're a great locker room guy, then keep him in the locker room.
So you and I are in agreement then with the report is it's a high ankle sprain for Ryan Tannehill. He will not require surgery, according to Jeff Darlington from ESPN. So that's at least some good news. But he's going to miss a few weeks. They got the bye week this week. He's definitely going to miss the Falcons game. I would say he's going to miss the next 2 games, and that's being generous. So if it's me, and I know Vrabel was mum about it yesterday, I would go with Will Levis. I see what I have in Will Levis at this point.
Well, Vrabel's not going to tip his hat. And by the way, shocker that a non-Titans reporter broke another story with the Titans over there at St. Thomas. I'm not surprised by that at all. I don't know what, Vrabel's going to play it really close to his sweater vest that he has. And I just think now it's time to go forward and see what you got. You're not making the playoffs, not a good football team. Go run. We talked about it yesterday. Go ahead and run this with Levis and see what you got. And then he's your guy. You trade up to get him. We talked yesterday, Chase, about how if they had traded up to get C.J. Stroud, would C.J. Stroud be starting this week or next week? Absolutely. Well, here's your guy. Start him and see what you got.
Yeah, I mean, well, and I said I think C.J. Tannehill wouldn't even be here. I think they would have shipped Tannehill off and gone with Stroud. But they got the Falcons after the bye week, so on the 29th. And look, I think that is the perfect situation to put Will Levis in. He's got the extra week to prepare, and then, the Falcons aren't very good either. And so I think that could be an opportunity to start him, take a little pressure off of him. And then the unfortunate part is they have the short week at Pittsburgh, but then that gives you the mini bye that gives you a little more time to prepare for Tampa. So it could work out that this is the opportunity to put Levis in.
I totally agree 100%. Let him go out there, play against the Falcons. Who knows? He might light up the world, and then you'll never see Ryan Tannehill again. You never know till you play him. So put him out there, let him see what he can do, and then stop the whole cloak and dagger stuff. Just stop with all that. You saw what Malik Willis can do, which is not much, and just go ahead and put Levis in there and rally around him. What you need, though, if he is the quarterback, you need a veteran like Byard or Simmons or somebody step up and say, hey, it's Will's turn now. Let's support him and go forward and get everybody on board. That would go a long way mentally in helping probably Levis and a few other people. You got to do that. But other than that, man, roll with it. Go with it.
I love this narrative, too. Like Tim on our text line, driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com, and feel free to weigh in at 615-737-1025. Why ruin two quarterbacks? Willis hears footsteps. If we lose with either, let Willis get us a top 5 pick. So basically, you're gonna trade up in the second round, get the first pick in the second round, and get Will Levis, and then you want to just go with Malik Willis, which you know what you have in Malik Willis. Malik Willis is not good. He's not a starting quarterback. Maybe he's a backup quarterback, but he's not a starting quarterback in the National Football League. So you want to do that, and then just basically throw in the towel. I mean, I still want to see. Like, I understand getting more draft picks. I totally get that, but I think that's probably going to happen with Levis. And if you play it right, you're not ruining him. You're just giving him reps.
I agree. And that's a great question today on the text line. All right, who do you start, Willis or Levis? I mean, it's pretty cut and dry. You start A or you start B. Which one are you going to go with? I mean, there's some people out there who still think Malik's got talent, which is fine. Look, we want nothing more to see Malik Willis succeed. That'd be fantastic if he came out and succeeded and was wonderful. And also, if Levis comes out as one, I mean, it's great. You root for one of those two to make it happen. But I think right now, I think we need to see Will Levis.
I do too. Let's go to the phone, 615-737-1025. Jeff in Franklin wants to weigh in on Mike Vrabel. Jeff, welcome in.
Thanks, guys, so much. I'd just like to get the media's response. Since you are the liaisons for us fans, season ticket holders, I know Coach again stood up, I guess it was late Sunday and again maybe Monday, and the same old, coaches need to coach better, players need to play better. That short seems to be getting old, especially losing the last 11 out of 13 games. And is there any accountability or different answers that can be asked of or pressed upon, some type of change besides the same old that we seem to get from the head coach? And we'd love to hear your all's take on what you hear after all these losses. Thank you so much.
Thanks for the call, Jeff. Great call. I mean, look, you used to be there every day when you were in TV. I am not. Usually I'm on the air when he's speaking. So, I mean, truthfully, I have not gotten to know Mike Vrabel all that well. Because of the way that my show schedule falls. So I will say that up front. But from afar, from listening, from talking to people that are around him every day, I do think that it is getting a little bit old. That, when you're winning, you can play the a-hole card, and you can be that way, and you can get up there and do the whole cliche of, play better, coach better, and all of that. But when you're losing, it doesn't really work that well, because now we're actually looking for answers. We don't need BS. We need you to be truthful, and he's not going to do that. I mean, and what's funny is, and it took 20-something years for you to actually see it, but now you're seeing that in New England with Belichick. Like, that act has gotten old, but it worked for so long because they won, and so he could get away with it. And now everybody's like, okay, Bill, like, enough. Like, you're losing now. It's clearly not worked since Brady, and that has to drive him crazy, and it's different. But you have Belichick Jr. and Belichick Sr. basically acting the same way. And I do like Mike Vrabel. I do think Mike Vrabel is a good coach. I think that if they made a coaching change, I would be hard pressed to say how you're going to do better, who you're going to go get. But at the end of the day, it's all about wins and losses, and the losses are starting to stack up for various reasons. That some are his fault, some are not his fault when it comes to personnel. But I think that's where you got to be a little bit more humble. So, and there are times where I can tell where he's trying, but ultimately it's just not him. And so I think he's an intense coach. I think he coaches like he played, just with that intensity. And I respect that in some ways, but in others, it's just when you're up there and you're playing the a-hole card and you're losing, the act just wears very thin. And that's kind of how I take it.
Chase, you spoke for 7 minutes and 32 seconds without taking a breath. I'm going to start calling you Davis Nolan. Look, Mike Vrabel owes us nothing. I mean, he owes us nothing. I mean, yeah, you pay money, but you go to the games. He owes us nothing. Really, he could get out there and say, I don't know. He could set the podium for 15 minutes and do this. Look, I know I've been over there. I've asked questions that are, kind of edgy, and the look you get from the Titans staff and other reporters is kind of funny, but you know what he's going to give you, and that's it. And that's the bottom line. Don't let that coach speak drive you crazy, because it will drive you crazy. And so he'll give you what he wants to give you, and that's it. And you kind of put the pieces in from there. But I wouldn't worry what he's going to say, because he's not going to say anything controversial. He's not going to call. That's why when he called out Christian Fulton and who's David Long Jr. about basically being soft, that's what it was kind of a shocker. It's like, man, coaches don't really do that. But I don't know. I mean, you're not going to get more out of him than what you got right now. And if he keeps losing, the losses keep piling up, then the hot seat gets a little warmer and warmer. Lawson. So I just wouldn't worry about what he has to say right now, because he's going to give you that same garbage speak that he gives every week. But they all do it.
Yeah.
Fisher did it. Munchak did it. Whisenhunt did it. Malarkey did it. And now Vrabel. They all do it, man.
Well, and I have a couple more thoughts on this coming up next, but our question is simple.
Oh, no.
I do. Our question is simple. Malik Willis or Will Levis? Who are you going with? 615-737-1025.
And no looking back.
No looking back.
No looking back.
You
go.
said,
if Levis goes 1 for 19 and looks like Chase McCabe on the golf course, you stick with him. Don't worry about it.
615-737-1025. It's Chase and Big Joe, presented by Regal Realty Group, 102.5-106.3 The Game.
He knows the ins and outs of the Titans and isn't afraid to give his opinion.
Traylon Burks needs a massive offseason.
He's Jonathan Hutton of Outkick.
I don't see how they make a move without going to Ryan Tannehill.
Catch him every Monday at 10:30 on Chase McCabe and every Wednesday at noon on Caroline, Willie, and D-Mace. Hutton is on 102.5 and 106.3 The Game and the Game Nashville app.
Hi, this is Al Smith, former All-Pro linebacker for the Houston Oilers and president of the NFL Alumni Tennessee chapter. As a former player, I've always focused on my health. Did you know that about 1 in every 3 people in the U.S. will have shingles in their lifetime? As we get older, our risks of having shingles and its serious complications increases. Getting the shingles vaccine is the only way to prevent shingles. So join me and gear up against shingles.
Are you drowning in credit card debt? Want to get cash out of your home's equity? Loan Pronto can do it now in less than a week. Hey, Willie Donick here. That's right. Loan Pronto's Equity Express line of credit just got even faster. You can get $50,000, $100,000, even $200,000 in as little as 5 days. You don't even have to touch your primary mortgage. You can keep that 3% rate intact. Get just the money you need and pay off all those credit cards or get that home improvement project started. With this revolutionary program, you can access up to 90% of your home's value, and in most cases, there's no appraisal. Stop paying insane interest rates to the credit card companies and get tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars in cash in as little as 5 days. Call Loan Pronto now for the even faster Equity Express line. 615-499-5780. That's 615-499-5780 or go to loanpronto.com. 615-499-5780. Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
It's electric in Smashville. The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Local 429 has a new path to a dignified career. Local 429 is accepting applications for the highest skilled electricians and linemen and is providing the best training in Middle Tennessee. They are the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Local 429. Call them at 615-889-4429 or go online to ibew429.org. IBEW Local 429, your proud seventh man since the beginning. Go Preds.
O'Reilly. It's Superstart Battery Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Get up to a $25 gift card after rebate with the purchase of select Superstart batteries. Our professional parts people will test your old battery for free and recommend the right battery for your vehicle. For power, performance, and reliability, choose Superstart batteries only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Wendy's new breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles let you create your own delicious combo. Choose from a sausage biscuit, egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, and a medium hot coffee. But it's obvious which combo's the best. Sausage biscuit and small seasoned potatoes. Well, maybe it's the fresh cracked egg and cheese biscuit with a medium hot coffee. Or 2 savory sausage biscuits. Whichever you pick, you can't go wrong. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
All the big plays.
Henry Hinton! Touchdown, Tennessee!
All the big stories.
I fully expected DeAndre Hopkins wanting a 1-year deal.
All in one place. We are Nashville's best sports talk. 102.5 and 106.3.
Touchdown, Tennessee!
You're gonna make a trade like this.
Does he want to retire a Tennessee Titan?
The door's on the board.
Such superstar players. The Game and the Game Nashville app. Sports talk, the next generation. You're listening to the Chase and Big Joe Show.
Make it so.
On 102.5 and 106.3 The Game and the Game Nashville app.
The offensive line has struggled blocking all season long. It's not a new problem. We experienced that last year. Why wasn't there more done in the offseason to address that position group?
Well, I would disagree that they've struggled. They've struggled on third down, hasn't been our best. Ran the football yesterday against a team that hadn't been too many 10 and 12-yard runs on that clip. So I think we stood up to them and we blocked them. And, I thought the protection against Indy, if we can stay out of a drop-back passing game, I think that's really critical. I would say that's a tall order for us and a lot of other teams. Is just when you get into a drop-back passing game. So I think that's something that we certainly want to, make sure that we complement our run game and our offense with the ability to move the pocket, ability to max up. We saw a lot of those cool opportunities against Indy. Didn't have enough of them against Baltimore when we did have some of those play passes. But we'll have to be better on third down when they do run games and pressure. So that's where we're at right now.
That was Mike Vrabel yesterday. Great question by Caroline on the offensive line and why more hasn't been done. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game, 615-737-1025 is our phone and text line driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. Our question of the day, Willis or Levis? Who are you going with? And there's no looking back. JoJo, real quick, your thoughts on his answer on the offensive line there?
God, if I ever have insomnia, play that clip for me and I'll fall asleep in 2 seconds. Good Lord. That's just look. It's the job's not getting done, and quit giving us excuses of why it's not getting done, and don't try to give us the football vernacular and jargon that nobody cares about. Bottom line is your offensive line's not blocking well. That's not blocking well in the run game. It's not blocking well in pass protection. So it seemed like a 9-minute answer to Caroline's question. And I was just like, after 10 seconds, I was like, here we go. The excuse train rolling through. That's just nonsense. The answer is just something just like, you're not doing good. We got to work hard on the Falcons.
I remember the first time, and I believe you were here. You were at Indianapolis. It was the first combine that John Robinson was at, and I walked into the convention center with Floyd and Jared, and we're standing there and we're watching John speak, and I just look at Floyd, and he's got this grin on his face, and he starts laughing, and Jared and I are kind of looking at him. I'm like, Floyd, what's so funny? And he looks at both of us and he goes, he's been talking for 10 minutes and he hadn't said a damn thing. I'm so proud of him.
Ew, yes.
And
exactly.
There's an art to it that, like, you talk, and Floyd was great at it. Like, you could ask Floyd a question and he'd get up there and he'd give you a 5-minute answer, and he would never say anything. But you would think that he gave you a good answer. And that's coach speak, that's GM speak, that's a part of it. I get that. But, again, at this point, when you're losing, when things aren't going well, it doesn't work. And so a little more transparency, I think, is what the fan base wants. I mean, there's a text on here. Jason in Dover, us fans want honesty. Tell us we suck. Tell us we aren't playing good. Come on, Mike. And, he's not going to get up there and do it to that extent. But I think that he needs to understand the fans are smarter than you think they are. And so get up there and just be like, look, we got a lot to work on right now. And I feel like if they did that, the fans would appreciate that a lot more.
Yeah, and I get it. You pay money and you want answers and you want all this other stuff and your questions and all that, but inside that locker room, man, they don't care. They don't care about what the fans need to hear. They don't. It's no knock on them. They're trying to win games. They know they're not doing well. They don't need Bruce from Dover to tell them that they suck.
Jason.
They hear that all the
or Jason,
or whatever. They hear that all the time from people. So I just think it's it's the Belichick. We laugh at Belichick because his answer like, "Oh, we're moving on." But you know what? He's not wasting our time. And with everything that goes on, he's just saying, "Like, we're moving on to Cincinnati or whatever it is," and it's just cut and dry. Instead, we get this 7-minute answer from Vrabel, which after about 30 seconds, I'm out. I'm napping. And I don't know. It's just that we could ask all day long and you're not going to get what you want to hear anyway, because you might get what you want to hear, but Dr. Crane doesn't get what he wants to hear. Then I don't get what I want to hear. And it just goes on and on and on. This is the problem with losing. If you win, there are no problem. Everything's fantastic. When you are losing and it's not getting any better, this is what you get. And they all know that.
Most of our texters say put in Levis, and Lenny says save Levis, the future, play Willis until the O-line gets him hurt, then put in Levis. So that's Lenny's take on things. Let's go back to the phones. Philip wants to weigh in on Willis versus Levis. Philip, welcome in.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. I think you should go with Willis. The reason why I say that is right now, even Vrabel said the line is horrible at pass blocking. So you're not actually sitting back there doing 5-step back drops and stuff like that. I think you kind of redesign the playbook for Willis' style, put him in rollout situations to help out the line even, and play action. You run the ball more with Derrick Henry. You go back to kind of old school Titan football. And also, I think even with Willis being able to be a more mobile quarterback, that actually helps too, because he can roll out and get out the pocket, get more first downs. You kind of slow down the game as well, kind of like what the Giants did to the Bills. You slow down the game, run the ball. You have your defense on the field less. That actually plays in the Titans' favor. Putting Levis out there right now, even if you kind of think he's ready, putting him behind that line, he's back in the same situation he was in Kentucky. He don't have the receivers. He don't have a line. He didn't look good his last year in Kentucky for those reasons. So that's why I think you play Willis, let him see what he can do, and make the offense cater to what he can do best. I'll hang up the listen. Thank you.
Appreciate the call, Philip. Good call.
Makes a good point. That's a great call, because I was wondering the same thing. Why are you dropping Willis back in the pocket on Sunday when you can roll him out?
I know.
And make things happen. I just, you play to the strengths of the player that you have. You don't make the player play to the strengths of the offense. I totally agree with that. And look, the old school, that's the problem. Old school Titans football. Look, man, with McNair and George, that's never going to come back, especially with McNair, was such a warrior and made things happen, when plays broke down. You're not going to see that anymore. But I'm with you, man. Roll them out, do different things, be creative. And I'm seeing zero creativity except for a Derrick Henry jump pass. That's just not working.
Yeah. No, and we just got our first from Mike on the text line, fire Tim Kelly. It's the first time I've seen that. I'm not going to go that far. I think Tim Kelly's done some good things. I just think, you can only do so much with the personnel that you have. They've been creative at times, yeah. but I mean, sometimes it's worked and sometimes it hasn't. To your point on Willis and holding the, in the three-step drop or five-step drop, I agree, because the dude hangs onto the ball too long. Like I told you yesterday, I was screaming at the TV, throw the bleeping ball, because he would stand there and he's looking for a wide open guy, and that's just not going to happen. Like if you see D-Hop and it looks like, all right, there's D-Hop's going to go get it, throw the ball to D-Hop. He'll go make the catch. He will get open. Scheme a guy open. I mean, Derek talks about that all the time. And that's what Tim Kelly's going to have to do, is scheme some of these guys open so Malik Willis can get rid of the ball if he's going to be the starter. So, that's what drives me nuts, is him hanging onto the ball. And then, the other thing is coaches do this all the time. Like if a guy has a strength and his strength is his legs and they're like, no, we need you to throw the ball. At this point, let him do his thing. Play to his strengths. If he can roll out and get you, 5 yards, then let him roll out and get you 5 yards. Like, let's stop making it complicated at this point. That's what I think.
100% agree with you. Yeah. And that's like, when Jake Locker was here. Jake Locker was great for scrambling, but then Wisenhunt got on him in 2014 for, why are you running? Throw the ball. I think they're in Willis's head now. I don't think they're going to get out of his head. And I think he allowed them in his head. And I don't think he can get them out of his head. So I don't think we're going to see any improvement from Malik Willis going forward. We saw that on Sunday. And look, behind a great offensive line, I could succeed. You could succeed. We get all that. They don't have a great offensive line right now. And they could scheme all day long. But if you got a quarterback who can't get him the ball, nothing's going to happen. It's a wash. They're 2-4. They come out that Falcons game. They play Willis, and he goes 7 of 18 for 55 yards, and they lose. You wasted all this time. I don't get why they would put him in. I really don't get why you'd put Malik Willis at this point when he's not your guy. You didn't draft him, and you got Will Levis and everything else that goes with it. I don't know. It's going to be a fun next 12 days to see what happens.
Yes, it will. We'll continue this discussion as we go along, but coming up next, the Predators in action tonight at Bridgestone Arena against the Edmonton Oilers. We'll talk to Hal Gill, who's a radio analyst, TV analyst. He'll join us next here on Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game.
They combine hard-hitting journalism.
The Titans asked Kevin Byard to take a pay cut.
Strong-willed opinions.
There's hot takes and then there's weird takes. Yeah. This is a weird take.
And sometimes some old man takes.
I'm excited about it. So do I gyrate embarrassingly?
To create the perfect morning show, they are Robbie and Rex Road. Mornings from 6 to 9. Presented by TJ Anderson Homes of Benchmark Realty on 102.5 and 106.3 The Game and the Game Nashville app.
October 28th is Drug Take-Back Day. STARS, Nashville's regional overdose prevention specialists, have teamed up with Skyline Medical Hospital to help provide the community with an easy way to dispose of drugs. Don't take the chance of your unused or expired medication falling into the wrong hands. Join us October 28th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Skyline Medical Hospital at 3441 Dickerson Pike. We'll have a drive-thru set up to collect your unused or expired medications for safe disposal. This project funded under a grant contract with the State of Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services.
Hey, it's Jared from my friends at Hiller. If you have some things around your home that you've been putting off fixing, like your regular HVAC maintenance or a clogged bathroom drain, Hiller has some big discounts this month. When the temperature drops and you start using your heater for the first time, you do not want to be dealing with breakdown issues, and this month, Hiller is offering half off HVAC tune-up. And Hiller is bringing back their $99 drain cleaning special. These deals only last this month, so be sure to call today. That's Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical, proud supporters of the Preds of Falls and Vandy. Hiller, call the Happy Face Truck today.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Your chance to get that rare, hard-to-find luxury pre-owned Rolex timepiece is happening at Genesis Diamonds. Friday and Saturday, October 20th and 21st, Genesis is hosting an epic pre-owned luxury Rolex featuring a stunning new selection of these hard-to-find watches. Hulks, Submariners, Daytonas, Pepsis, Batmans, all the hottest models that people wait years for. For this event, you can choose from 5 years financing or get a free pair of 2-carat lab-grown diamond earrings valued at $5,000. Imagine a luxury pre-owned ladies Rolex Datejust for just $199 a month, or a Sea Dweller or Submariner for just $299 a month. No waiting list, no games, just the watch you want at the great Genesis value price you deserve. Also for this event, our pre-owned Rolex buyers will be offering top dollar for your Rolex, so you can buy, sell, or trade. Come see the largest selection of luxury pre-owned Rolex watches in the state. Get the timepiece of your dreams and take advantage of our special financing. Friday and Saturday, October 20th and 21st only, and only at Genesis Diamonds, your home for luxury pre-owned Rolexes. Green Hills and Cool Springs. On approved credit while supplies last. See store for details.
Hey, we'd love to hear from you. Give us a call on the phone line, sponsored by Wilson County Hyundai.
Yes, I'm looking for a friend of mine. Last name Jazz, first name Hugh.
615-737-1025.
Hugh Jazz.
Chase and Big Joe are on 102.5 and 106.3 The Game.
Chase and Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game. Chase McCabe here. Big Joe Dubin in Lynchburg, Virginia, as MTSU takes on Liberty tonight. Also tonight, Predators and Oilers. And, man, you can see on your television on Bally Sports is one Hal Gill. What a beauty he is. Skillsy, what's up?
Thanks, man. You're a beauty, too. I appreciate that. I'm just getting ready for a game. I had a crazy weekend going back to Boston and visiting with my family, going to see my daughter at University of Rhode Island. And so now, I get back home yesterday, and we're back at it again.
Yeah, and I know it was a good weekend for you for sure. It's early. It's very early in the season. I've seen some things out of this team I like. I've seen some things that they can continue to work on. 0 for 7 on the power play being one of those things. If it's you, if you're with the coaches and you're evaluating this, do you start making a bunch of changes when it comes to the man advantage, or do you still just kind of have to let it run its course before you really start tinkering with it too much?
Well, that's a good question for Bruno. I think you need to get results at some point, and you're not. I'm not saying you have to change everything, but I think you certainly have to make tweaks, and you have to learn where guys need to be. But in the end, I think a lot of it is when you're trying to get over the hump and you're in a rut and you're not scoring, then you start to overthink it. And when you're humming right along and you have the power play clicking, guys are just passing it and shooting it. They don't think about anything. They start ripping around the ice, and you go, oh my God, these guys are fast and the chemistry is there. They need to get to that point, but it's hard. It's the old catch-22. It's like you need confidence to be good. You need to be good to have confidence. And right now they don't seem to have either, so that you got to tweak it until you can find it.
we've pretty much seen the same lineup through the first 3 games, albeit Luke Shin played the first game. He's been out the last 2 with an injury. Could you foresee with a hungry Edmonton team looking for their first win coming in tonight that Andrew Brunette maybe makes a couple of tweaks to the lineup, maybe put in a Sam Fagemo, Michael McCarron, somebody like that?
Yeah, we'll find out. Just waiting for morning skate to tip off and find out some answers here, try to figure out what we're going to see. But, he in Boston, all the lines got jumbled up and they tried some different things. I think they're still there's such a new nucleus of guys and all these young guys. They're trying to find chemistry, whether that's in, 2-man combos or, the 3-man combos ideally would be the best thing. But they feel like, Forsberg and O'Reilly is good. Is it Parssinen on the wing or who is it? And I think there's a lot of balancing going on, and they're trying to figure that out. I wouldn't be surprised to see more guys get in. Sometimes, there's a lot of reasons why you change a lineup. Maybe you light a fire under one guy and give another guy a chance. And I think Bruno's got to balance that. But there's a lot of unknowns that he's dealing with. So I think patience might be a good call. So we'll see.
We're talking to Hal Gill this morning on the Chase of Big Joe show. Hal, with Edmonton coming in, not having a win, Preds suffering that loss at Boston on Saturday. What's it like coming back home when you're feeling unsure? You're back on your home ice. Is it different with everything that you can work on things? Is being at home a lot better than all right, we're on a 5-game road trip. The first game didn't go well. We got 4 more to go. What's the benefits tonight of the Preds being back home?
Well, I think the big thing is you get the last change, which is going to be important because you're matching up against McDavid, Draisaitl, some great players. So you get that last change, and then you have the home crowd that can get you over the top when you start getting going, get some momentum. And hey, I just said it; these guys need some confidence. So maybe they get some confidence from playing well and the crowd going nuts. I think that helps. There's also something to be said. I'm a road guy. I want to go on the road and battle with my teammates and focus just on hockey. And sometimes you get home and you got to go play at the park with the kids on Sunday, and there's a lot going on, and which is awesome. But when you're scraping to find a win, you need to have that focus. So there's a little bit of a balancing act. But I think from what I've talking to these guys, I think they're going to be happy to be at home, get this crowd going, and then get on the road and try to repeat it again in New York.
If Hal Gill is the GM and you spent your entire career as a coach, after 3 games, do you go down and say, all right, here's what a little, hey, Coach Burnett, here's a little this, a little that, or do you stay away from it and let the coaching staff that you hired figure this out?
Yeah, I think you have to, and I actually just asked when we had Barry Trotz on the desk with us before the opener here, I did ask him, I said, how's it been going with you and Bruno? And he said, I've just been letting him do his thing. This is his time. He's got to do his thing. But I got the sense that if Bruno had any questions, Trotzy would be more than happy to help him out. And so I think there's that balancing act again where, hey, I'm a new GM. I don't have all the answers right now. I got to do my thing. You're a new coach. You got to handle yourself. You got to do your thing. But the collaboration has to be there, right? They have to be on the same page, and they both have said that. They need to work together, and I think they're doing that. And so I wouldn't be surprised if there's conversations, but Trotzy was really quick to say, no, this is his time. Let him do his thing.
We're talking to Hal Gill. He'll be on Bally Sports coverage tonight as the Predators take on the Edmonton Oilers, and, of course, does a lot with us here on radio as well. So the big one, too, is Mattias Ekholm makes his return to Bridgestone Arena tonight. I mean, I think we could spend an entire segment talking about what Mattias Ekholm meant to this organization, but the fact that he's been able to play, he's back in there, he's going to get to be here tonight. How special is that going to be for Eki when he makes his return to Smashville?
Oh, I can only imagine he is going to be so excited to be back. Well, just getting back here yesterday, like being around and familiar faces and seeing friends, teammates. Eki was don't forget, Eki grew up here. I don't know if you don't remember, I played with him. He came up for 2 games and he got sent right back down and we're like, well, we'll see. And so he learned a lot with Barry Trotz and getting sent down and coming back, and with David Poyle giving him another chance. And he turned into one of the best defending defensemen in the game. So I think he's going to be really happy to be back here. I know it's hard when you get traded when you've been here for so long. He had a great run with Nashville. I think he'd be excited to get back. Probably a little bit sad that it didn't work out here. I think if I'm in his shoes, I'm looking at 2017 and saying, God, if we just won that, I would have stayed with this team forever, and we would have, there's a lot of what ifs that you look back. But he's got a great opportunity in Edmonton, so I don't think he's going to be resting back. I think he's probably going to give us everything he's got, even more so, to try to get a win, especially after losing 2. But no doubt, I know the fans are going to be so excited to have him back. No one wanted to see Eki go. That wasn't on him. That was a team thing. So, I'm excited to see him back.
Yeah, for sure. It'll be awesome. Hal, appreciate it as always. Should be a fun one tonight, and we'll see you down at Bridgestone.
Sounds good. Enjoy, guys. Cheers.
Hal Gill joining us on the show as he does every Tuesday, usually around 10.
Chase, I had another question for Hal.
I'm sorry. He has to go to a meeting.
I'm kidding. I don't.
Put me out on blast like that.
Oh man!
Well,
my back's hurting sitting on this floor.
You're wearing the sunglasses? Like you're feeling good? You took the sunglasses off.
I can do it now. They're back on now.
But hey, you know what? It's time for our new favorite segment, and I have a feeling we're going to have a lot of participation with "I'm Done." What are you done with? 615-737-1025. You can call in. You can text. What are you done with? And I'll tell you what, there's an incentive this week. Thanks to our friends at Green Trees Company, a family-owned cannabis company and dispensary providing high-quality legal THC products for anyone seeking medicine, relief, or wellness. Joe might need that for his back after sitting on the floor. Located in Hendersonville and a new location in West Nashville, and available online at greentreescompany.com. We'll have a pair of tickets to see Kiss at Bridgestone Arena on Monday, October 23rd. That's next Monday. For the best answer in I'm Done. That is next, 615-737-1025. It's Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. On game day, you never have to decide which teams to watch, only what combination of bites, burgers, wings, and more to order. Plus, where else are your favorite draft beers always poured at a frozen 29 degrees? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Get wings the way you want them. Try Twin Peaks wings bone-in breaded, naked, smoked and grilled, or boneless in your favorite sauce or rub.
Get a great deal on select Kubota equipment, the #1 rated tractor brand for durability and owner experience in the U.S. The versatile lineup is built to help you make the most of your land. Right now at participating dealers, get a Kubota compact tractor for 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months, plus save up to $800 on qualifying implements. Now through October 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com/disclaimers for full disclaimer.
Visit Coleman Tractor, your local Kubota dealer in Clarksville, Nashville, Paris, and White House today. City Winery presents Patton Oswalt Effervescent Tour live Saturday, October 21st at 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. The comedian, actor, and writer has found success in all areas of entertainment, from his award-winning comedy specials to his many memorable film and TV roles. Oswalt continues to choose work that inspires him and entertains audiences. You may know him as Principal Durbin on NBC's AP Bio. Patton Oswalt continues to make audiences laugh around the world. Don't miss Patton Oswalt this Saturday, 10/21 at City Winery. Get your tickets at citywinery.com.
Are you drowning in credit card debt? Want to get cash out of your home's equity? Loan Pronto can do it now in less than a week. Hey, Willie Donick here. That's right. Loan Pronto's Equity Express line of credit just got even faster. You can get $50,000, $100,000, even $200,000 in as little as 5 days. You don't even have to touch your primary mortgage. You can keep that 3% rate intact. Get just the money you need and pay off all those credit cards or get that home improvement project started. With this revolutionary program, you can access up to 90% of your home's value, and in most cases, there's no appraisal. Stop paying insane interest rates to the credit card companies and get tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars in cash in as little as 5 days. Call Loan Pronto now for the even faster Equity Express line. 615-499-5780. That's 615-499-5780 or go to loanpronto.com. 615-499-5780. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
Wendy's new breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles let you create your own delicious combo. Choose from a sausage biscuit, egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, and a medium hot coffee. But it's obvious which combo's the best. Sausage biscuit and small seasoned potatoes. Well, maybe it's the fresh cracked egg and cheese biscuit with a medium hot coffee. Or 2 savory sausage biscuits. Whichever you pick, you can't go wrong. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
You're listening to the Chase and Big Joe Show, brought to you by Regal Realty Group.
We are spying on you pretty much around the clock.
But why, Mr. McGuire?
Do you want to know the terrifying truth? Or do you want to see me suck a few dingers?
Dingers! On 102.5 and 106.3 The Game and the Game Nashville app.
The price that you pay for things that you might have done. Only the good die young.
Little Billy Joel for you on a Tuesday. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game. You want to win tickets to see Kiss at Bridgestone Arena on Monday, October 23rd. That's this coming Monday. You got to call or text. Tell us what you're done with. It can be anything. It can be a person. It can be a business. It can be a thing. It can be a team. It can be Joe and I mean, it can be whatever. But don't be done with us. Joe, what are you done with?
I am done with the my Publix in Donaldson has a whole, they put in all these self-checkout places, and I'm done with all y'all who can't figure this out, because I was there the other day and I always get behind somebody who buys bananas or apples and they don't know how to scan it, and then they punch the code and they don't know how to do it. They got to call somebody over and they don't know what they're doing. Then they got to go to produce. It's just a nightmare. So I will not stand in a self-checkout. I'm done with it. I'm done. So I'm just, if there's a line of 30 people that you got to go through the regular checkout, I'm doing that. I'm not doing self-checkout anymore because I can't handle you people who don't know how to do that, and it drives me crazy. That's what I'm done with.
Okay, that's an interesting one, because like my mother she refuses to do self-checkout because she's scared of it. Which is fine. I mean, like she can go stand in line, but like if I'm with her at the grocery or Target or whatever, like I'll go to self checkout because that's all I use. And she's like, "Well, I don't know how to do that." I'm like, "Well, I do. Like, just come on." So we'll do it. It's I don't really know what's so complicated about it. So I'm not making fun of my mother. I'm making fun of the people that you're talking about that they don't know how to use it. Like what's so hard to figure out? That's what I don't understand.
But I'll get behind some sweet elderly lady and she'll look at me with a big bag of lettuce. And it happened not too long ago of like, do you know what? And I told her, I said, just put it in your bag. They'll never notice. Right?
Does she look at you? Does she look at you and go, Sonny, can you price check this for me?
So I left because if she's getting arrested, I'm not getting arrested. I'm like, this is not her, man. I don't know what's going on. No, I walked back and got the regular checkout line. I'm not going to deal with it.
I'm sorry. I'm reading the text line, and this first one's a doozy. for I'm done. 615-737-1025. Rebecca says, I'm done with armrest hogs and man spread. I was in the middle seat on Southwest. Aisle person took both armrests and then did the spread. Angry face.
Ooh.
I know it.
But you know what you're getting on a Southwest flight. You know what you're getting.
Sure. But I mean, like, all I fly is Southwest. And I mean, you got to have your strategy. I will say this about flying now, because I'm about to fly to Vegas this weekend. I there is one or two. I think there's 2 seats on a Southwest flight that I call the tall man seat or tall woman seat, the tall person seat. That's what they are, because they're on the exit row and it doesn't have a seat in front of them. I get so damn mad when I see somebody that's below like 5'5" sitting in that seat. I'm like, come on, save that for the tall people. Come on now. That's what I'm done with. How about that? Like if I see Nick Frazier,
you're flying the great.
Go ahead.
You're flying Greyhound of the air, so you know what you're getting when you get on that flight. I mean, on Southwest, it gets you there. It's affordable. I get it, but it's not like you're getting 5-star accommodations.
Yeah, but I don't know if I'd go that far with Southwest. I think that's more of another airline. That's the Greyhound of the air, that you have to pay for everything. Like you have to pay for your carry-on, you have to pay for water, like all that. It's like that commercial where it's like, yeah, I'll have some water. Okay, cash or charge. Like that,
right?
That's what it is. 0247, I'm done with Vrabel not taking any responsibility for this debacle. It all starts and ends with him, not anyone out there to replace him. Just say it's on me once in a while. I think that's fair. I think a lot of people feel
totally
that way.
Fair. Yes.
1530, I'm done with Gary Danielson and his stupid voice from Vols fans everywhere. Okay. What's wrong with Gary Danielson?
Yeah, that's been one. He said something about Neyland's is not special. Neyland's not any more special than any other SEC stadium. I don't know why you say that.
Yeah.
I mean, do you go to Baton Rouge and say Tiger Stadium? I mean, every SEC stadium, with about exception of 2 of them, are fantastic. Are fantastic stadiums to go to. Why? I don't just avoid that question. They're all great, except for about 2 of them.
I'm not going to read Brian's text, but go read it. It's funny. Let's see. Jim in Springfield. I'm done with Kyle Phillips as a punt returner. 6 games and 3 fumbles, plus a major mistake by fielding a punt with 1 second left or trying to field the punt. That's Jim in Springfield.
Yeah, why? That's a good one, Jim. I don't know why Kyle Phillips is still on this football team. It's weird.
Yeah. I'm going to piggyback. This is from Michael and Madison. I'm going to piggyback off Joe and say basically the same thing about the credit card readers at my part-time job. It's astounding to me how many people don't know how to read the screen on a credit card machine.
He's so and my Dollar Tree in Donaldson now has got all self-checkout. And I'm in Dollar Tree probably 4 times a day, and they've done that. And so nobody can read the screen. It's chaos. And I'm almost thinking about not going to that Dollar Tree anymore, Chase. That's how mad I am.
5148. I'm done with the idea of Jeffrey Simmons being the leader of the Titans defense. They don't mimic his effort, intensity, or care as a unit. He probably should be, but clearly the guys in that room don't buy into it. Now that's an interesting one, because I look at Jeffrey Simmons as a leader on that defense, but when he's getting dumb personal foul penalties, that's when I question it.
Yeah. Is he frustrated? Who knows? I don't know.
Sure. I mean, look, I'm all about intensity, and he's an intense player, and I don't necessarily want to dial that back, but it also falls under the category of don't do dumb bleep to hurt the team. And a 15-yard personal foul penalty is dumb bleep that hurts the team.
Getting paid, man. He don't care what you think.
Let's see. I'm done with fans storming the field for beating mid-ranked teams. Joseph and Brentwood. That's a good one. I'm over that. I'm over that too. It is so stupid when fan bases rush the field because you beat a 3-loss quote-unquote rival. Like,
that's your winner, Chase. That's a winner.
I think that might be the winner. Okay, apparently we've played a lot of male enhancement commercials, because that's what everybody's like saying they're done with on this radio station.
What the headline said, gotta pay the bills.
Gotta pay the bills. That's
well, that one guy, that one actor, that voiceover is pretty good, because he was like, I was making things happen, but I couldn't make it happen.
By the way,
the voice inflection.
You sound like you're in the bathroom now, or like, did you move into the bathroom?
I'm folding clothes. I washed some clothes this morning, so I'm folding. What about now? Does it sound better?
Oh yeah, that sounds better. Yeah.
I haven't done anything.
Yeah. No, you sounded like you moved closer to the microphone.
No, I'm still here, man. I just was folding clothes.
Okay. Well, we appreciate it. Appreciate your
Busy.
attention.
I got a part-time job housekeeping in Lynchburg, Virginia.
Dustin says, I'm done with one-ply toilet paper at stores. It makes no sense. I'm just going to wad it up into 18-ply.
Hey, if you got to go to the bathroom, the Publix in Donaldson, fantastic. A fantastic public bathroom. It's clean. It's nice. Nobody comes in there. It's fantastic.
Oh, that's a good one. Yep. All right. Well, let's see. We'll go. I think we're going to go with Storming the Field. That is Joseph in Brentwood. He's going to win the KISS tickets, and so we'll contact you with how you can get those. But congratulations. And coming up next, we'll get back into the Titans and our question of the day, Willis or Levis? Which one you going with? 615-737-1025. That's all next in hour number 2. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game.
ElectronicExpress.com. We make it happen.
Hey home buyers, TJ Anderson here with More Great Homes. Located just steps from the White Bridge Shopping and Dining District of Nashville's Hillwood neighborhood, 80 Brookwood Terrace offers 2 homes with over 4,300 square feet, 5 bedrooms, 4.5 baths, formal office, media room, a 2-car garage, and a 1-year builder warranty. Contact my team today at tjandersonhomes.com for more info. Want your home listing to be seen and heard by home buyers? Google TJ Anderson Homes and see why we are referred by clients so often. TJ Anderson Homes at Benchmark Realty, office number 615-432-2919.
All of us at 102.5 and 106.3 The Game want to recognize our active military, veterans, first responders, and educators with the playing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light was so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we walked were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular of Mossburg singing carried through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
This is 102.5 and 106.3 The Game. Now, your Game Center update.
This is Nick Frazier. In Sunday's loss to the Baltimore Ravens, Tennessee Titans quarterback Ryan Tannehill hurt his ankle in the second half. The team has returned from London and Tannehill has underwent an MRI. According to ESPN's Teron Davenport and Jeremy Fowler, Tannehill has suffered a high ankle sprain and is questionable for his availability in the coming weeks. Head coach Mike Vrabel said Tannehill's injury is similar to the one he suffered last season. In reference to last season, Ryan Tannehill missed a couple of games versus the Chiefs and the Texans.
It'll be one of those two guys if Ryan can't go. I don't know who that would be yet. We'll see how they continue to practice. It'll be good to get them some work this week, maybe with some guys that they haven't necessarily worked with. They've been working on the show team during the season, so I'm excited to get both those guys some reps with some of our offensive guys and see how they handle that.
How many games could Tannehill miss? Listen to hear more on 102.5 and 106.3 The Game.
For more, follow us on Twitter at 1025thegame or visit thegamenashville.com. Live from the Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical Studios. WPRT-FM Pegram, WPUC HD2 Laverne. Broadcasting on Alexa.
I appreciate that.
And other smart speakers. 1025 and 1063.
And the score!
You can run different offenses.
The doors on the board. Off the field, on the field.
The Game.
A Cromwell Media Station.
Let me talk to you. Talking what's important to Nashville.
Sweet mother of God, what is the holdup?
This is the Chase and Big Joe Show.
Well, Lottie frickin' God!
With Chase McCabe and Big Joe Dubin. Brought to you by Regal Realty Group.
Good, great, grand, wonderful.
We're here on 1025 and 1063 The Game and the Game Nashville app.
Hour number 2, Chase and Big Joe, 1025, 1063 The Game. Chase McCabe, Big Joe Dubin hanging out with you on this Tuesday. Great participation, and I'm done. There's one more I want to get to because actually it's a very good subject to discuss. Hayden from Springfield, Joe, says, I kind of hate to say this, but I'm done with unnecessary tipping. I always make sure to leave good tips at places it's expected, but now I feel pressure to tip at every business I visit. I think that's like a thing. Like I go to a drive-thru and they'll hand me the credit card thing to sign, and it's like, what did you do to get a tip? It's like, I'm not trying to be a jerk, but it's like you did your job at this point. Like now, like a bartender or a server or something like that, like where you're basically working for tips, okay, that's different. But like if I call in a to-go order and I go to pick it up, like, again, you did your job. Like, what did you do? Now, if you bring it out to me, okay, I'll give you a tip. I'll give you something there. But I think Hayden's onto something.
I agree. There's a great taco shop that I go to in God's Country over in Donaldson, and I get a to-go burrito. And one day the girl literally takes it from the counter, from the cook, the chef, whatever, puts it in a bag, hands it to me. And she says, would you like to leave a tip? And I said, no, I would not, but thank you. And walk out the door. It's just so awkward. They put you in that awkward position. And I hate it when they flip the iPad around. Make you leave a tip. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm looking at here. It's so confusing. And I don't know. And I'm such an introvert for those things. Sometimes I'll just leave $1 or $2 because I just want to get out of there. So they end up winning anyway, but still, it's just, the awkwardness for the whole thing is right. So he makes a very good point about that.
Yes, indeed. All right, so back to our question of the day with would you go with Will Levis or Malik Willis? I think you and I are in agreement that we'd go Will Levis, see what he has at this point. And through all of this, there was something that Mike Vrabel mentioned yesterday that did stand out that I was curious on, and that was he was asked if the evaluation of Levis got interrupted because of the injury that he suffered in the preseason. Here was Mike Vrabel.
How much you say the injury might just cost you for Will and can't cost you evaluation of him? And then what have you been able to figure out about him since the season started?
Well, that was, those preseason reps are critical. But I've also, seen some really good practice reps, seen stuff through camp. And then just didn't feel like it was didn't feel like he was ready to go into games under those circumstances. Seeing a more comfortable player, just a more comfortable person, a rookie, it's a unique situation. And coming in this league as a quarterback with an existing quarterback with a player in his second year, that's unique, and I think he's handled that well. I think his comfort level and just being around here has improved.
That was Mike Vrabel. And look, I think that is something to consider, and that's ultimately why I think Malik Willis has been the backup quarterback and Will Levis has been the emergency third-string quarterback. But I guess to Joe's question, how much can you really learn about a guy, especially if he's the quote-unquote third string, when you're having to get the starter the reps, and maybe Malik Willis is getting a few reps here and there.
Let me ask you, here's something else, Chase. Let me get your thoughts on this. For 8 years, Mike Vrabel practiced against the greatest quarterback in National Football League history.
Yep.
For 8 years. So when Vrabel sees preparation, dedication, commitment, everything rolled into one quarterback, that's what he's looking for. And he's never going to find that in anybody ever again as a coach or a player. I mean, Tom Brady was just unique as ever. I mean, nobody saw that coming, and Brady became the greatest quarterback of all time. So that's Vrabel's level for being a great quarterback, and nobody's going to reach that level. And so it's tough to be a quarterback under Mike Vrabel, I think. Mariota was not a good quarterback, but Tannehill was really good for a while. And, you know, he's regressed, obviously. And now you've got Levis or Willis. But here's the thing, Chase. Levis came in, you know, and Vrabel was there when Brady's second year. So he saw that maturation level. I wonder what Brady he might see in Will Levis. He'll never answer that question,
Sure,
us, but I'm just curious about that.
Yeah, and I think there's some good and bad to that with what you're saying. I mean, like if he's sitting there, and I don't think he's doing this, and I don't think you're saying this, but if he's sitting there and he's thinking that everybody's got a little, you know, going to have some Tom Brady in him, then he's going to be waiting around for a long time. Like he's not going to find that. But to your point, you know, finding how much is, you may remember this when, and I know you don't like Trent Dilfer, but when he would come on and he would do, you know, some hits and everything, he talked about the quiet time. And the quiet time was when you're not at practice, when you're not in the meeting room, you know, when you're off on your own and you're doing your own thing. How much of your quiet time are you dedicating to your craft? Are you in the playbook? Are you watching film on your own? So how much of that has Will Levis been doing? Like how much film is he watching? How much is he studying the playbook? Is he meeting with Charles London and Tim Kelly, you know, after practice and separately and, you know, adding some extra time there? You know, how is he spending his quiet time? That's what I think Vrabel's looking for is he doing his own prep? Like when his number is called, if they come to him and go, hey, you're starting this week, he's been putting in that extra time, and therefore you're going to see it on the practice and the game field.
Yeah, I think so. But at the same time, you want to I mean, it's tough. He's a rookie, right? How many rookie quarterbacks have come in and lit the league on fire? Peyton Manning, his first year was 3-13, but Peyton Manning will tell you, and he told me this in an interview session one time, he learned so much from 1998 when he was awful and they went 3-13. I think he said threw most interceptions ever for a rookie quarterback, maybe hell for a quarterback. He was terrible. But the next year they go 13-3, and he learned from all that. He learned from the failure. Why not let Levis get in there now and see what he could do? We don't know how good he is. We don't know how bad he is until he plays. So you've seen Willis. Now go for it. Put Levis in and see what happens.
Yeah, and I mean, he's going to wait till the last minute he being Mike Vrabel. He's going to wait till the last minute to announce that and try and get some sort of competitive advantage out of that. And I get it. So we're not going to know until probably right before the Falcons game who's going to be the starting quarterback. And honestly, like I think it should be Will Levis. It's probably going to be Malik Willis. Like if I had to put money on it, I'd say he's going to end up going with Willis. And that's, to me, the wrong move. But I just have a hunch that that's what's going to end up happening.
Remember, Mike Vrabel's smarter than you are, right?
He is. If you don't believe him, just ask him.
He's smarter than all of us.
Something I thought about last night. Does it feel like more starting quarterbacks are getting hurt this year? Like, Trevor Lawrence is now banged up, and he's questionable. Jimmy Garoppolo went to the hospital. So, you know, he's hurt. You have Anthony Richardson that's out, and so Gardner Minshew's taken over. I know I'm forgetting some.
Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron Rodgers is hurt, obviously. He, you know, lasted 4 plays.
Bryce Young was out for 2 games?
Yep, Bryce Young missed some time. Justin Fields is hurt. He got hurt the other day. Tannehill's now hurt. Going to miss some time. And then Herbert played, but he broke his finger. He can't flip anybody off for a few weeks.
Hey, you have Jeffrey Simmons fall on you and see what happens. Or somebody else in the league. No, I get it. But the thing is, a lot of those quarterbacks are running quarterbacks. Fields and Richardson, you know, and Lawrence, they do a lot of running plays with him too as well. So I don't know. You're right, because
Burrow's been hurt.
You know, Warren Moon never got hurt. Joe Theismann had his leg snapped in half, but Joe Montana, they'll suffer injuries along the line, but yeah, that's a good point. There's a lot going on right now with that. I remember Montana got hit in the playoff game in 90, which ended his 49ers career. He stopped to throw a pass. I think it was George Martin, just broke his back, his spirit, his will to live, everything, and he was never the same. But eventually it's going to happen. You're going to get hit really hard as a quarterback, and I don't think anybody gets through unscathed.
Yeah, Deshaun Watson's hurt, and his backup got hurt, so they're on P.J. Walker now, who is when he in the XFL. So I mean,
yeah, good for him.
I'm looking through the list of Daniel Jones, Tyrod Taylor played this week, almost won the game.
Do you remember when Billy Volek had his spleen ruptured against the Bills in 2003?
Yep.
I mean, your spleen was ruptured. Gosh almighty.
Yeah, that was tough. The Billy Volek was his time here was interesting because, you know, you could just it kind of felt like he thought he was better than he actually was. Did I tell you about the time that so it was his first time back. He'd been traded to the Chargers. He was backing up Rivers, and the Chargers came here and were playing the Titans. Rivers got hurt. I don't think he was out of the game, but he missed a few plays. Volek comes in and immediately throws an interception to for some reason I want to say it was Jason McCourty. It was a few years after he'd been traded. But he throws an interception, and my dad and I are sitting a few rows back from the Chargers bench, and I yell out, "Hey, Volek, glad you finally found a Titan to throw to," and he turns around and flipped me off.
Oh, Chaser.
It was the funniest
thing.
Damn
rapscallion.
I know. It was funny.
Hold on, if I know this correctly, I think Volek was, hold on, follow me here. Yeah, he was after Dilfer, Fresno State. That's right. Yeah, he played 6 years for the Chargers. And that's the thing. I don't remember who got him at the airport when Volek got traded in 2006. He went to somebody got him at the airport, and he just went off on Jeff Fisher. Just went off. How Fisher was lied to him, and he's no good, and all that stuff. And I remember the end of the interview, he's like, "All right, hey, have a great day." And he walked off and got on his flight to San Diego. It was crazy, but they brought in Kerry Collins, and then I think he didn't want to back up Vince Young, all the stuff that was going on, and they brought in Kerry Collins. But Volek was interesting because he held, if I remember correctly, most passing yards on a Monday Night Football game against the Broncos or the Chiefs. He had 470 yards passing. It was crazy.
He had some decent games, but he was a backup, and he didn't want to understand that. My favorite was, and you probably were at this press conference, when they had traded him and Jeff Fisher's up there talking, and I just remember Jeff was going through the process and Billy making demands, and Jeff kept going, that didn't sit well with me. He just kept using that phrase over and over again, that didn't sit well with me.
I'm reading this about the trade. So Jeff Fisher publicly stated that Volek was untruthful with him, and this might have led to his eventual trade. Fisher was quoted saying he was untruthful with me, untruthful with his head coach, and where he was and what he was doing. So we started off the wrong page. That did not sit well with me. The whole trade was considered messy and criticized Volek. Why was Volek lying to him?
I don't remember.
Was he fishing and said he was in the gym or something? This doesn't make sense.
I know that Volek there was something that had pissed Fisher off, and that's why they brought in Kerry Collins. And then Volek was pissed off that they brought in Kerry Collins because they didn't want to start Vince right away, which was, probably the right way to look at things. But it also goes back to, Floyd told this story one day. And I remember just sitting – this was during COVID when we had nothing to talk about, and Floyd started telling this story, and I was almost crying because I'm like, could you imagine if this had actually happened? He was like, look, we wanted Vince to back up Steve, and Steve was cool. Steve was going to play 2 more years. He was going to start 1 more year, and then he was going to back Vince up, and then he was going to retire, and everybody was going to be happy, and Bud didn't want to pay him. And it was just could you imagine, you play the what-if game, if that plan had actually worked, if they had drafted Vince and Vince had backed up Steve for a year, who knows what this would have looked like. Like
they could have been, because they owed McNair like $40 million.
Well, and that was the problem. That was the problem. But I mean, like, the way that Floyd told the story, it was like that Steve was gonna probably make it work. And I think that they could have done that. Like, they could have figured out a way to make it all work, but it is what it is, and we'll never know the truth. So Volek threw for 456 yards on Monday night at Green Bay. That's the game you're talking about, October 11th, 2004.
Well, then he came back and did something against the Broncos or the Chiefs the following week. Something crazy.
Texans, he threw for 305. Oh, wait, no, I'm –
What are you reading?
I'm reading the total offense. My bad. But anyway, coming up next, there's something that Vrabel brought up yesterday about the message, and is the message getting through? It's something we've discussed on this show. We'll do that coming up next. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game.
Whether it's college football,
players might end up not going to Alabama or Georgia,
or the NFL.
I think that this team wins the AFC South.
Trevor knows. Join ESPN's Trevor Maddich every Tuesday at 4:30 on Stillman and Company as he gives his opinions on the latest from the gridiron.
I'm going to the team where I can get a ring.
Trevor Maddich, brought to you by Houston Clinic Orthopedics, where experience matters, on 102.5 and 106.3 The Game and the Game Nashville app.
Get Black Friday deals earlier than ever at Electronic Express. Get the gifts you want and save up to 40% throughout the entire store. Beat the crowds and save on hundreds of 4K TVs, appliances, computers, and more. Plus, get up to 36 months free financing on items like a Samsung 65-inch 4K TV, now only $549, or a stainless steel refrigerator, only $499. Black Friday deals are here at Electronic Express. We make it happen.
Hi, this is Rudy Gatlin of the Gatlin Brothers. Larry, Steve, and I would like to invite you to join us for the second annual Blood Assurance Celebrity Golf Tournament, Monday, October 23rd at the beautiful Hermitage Golf Course. All proceeds benefit local high schools through the Blood Assurance Heroes Grant Fund. There are going to be a lot of great prizes, but one lucky player will win a trip for two to play golf in Ireland. To sign up and for more information, go to bloodassurance.org/celebrity-golf. Come on and join us.
Vanderbilt Commodore fans, 102.5 and 106.3 The Game, along with 94.9 The Fan, is your new home for broadcast of games and the Commodore Hour on Monday evenings. Catch all the action for football, men's and women's basketball, and baseball all season long. Go Doors!
Venture X from Capital One is the travel card for people always asking,
where next?
You earn 10x miles on hotels and rental cars, and 5x miles on flights booked through Capital One Travel, and 2x miles on everything else you buy with Venture X. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Green Trees Company Dispensary and 102.5 The Game want to send you to see Kiss at Bridgestone Arena October 23rd. Keep listening to Nashville's best sports talk for your chance to win tickets to see Kiss on their End of the Road tour, courtesy of Green Trees Company Dispensary.
This is the Chasing Big Joe Show, brought to you by Regal Realty Group.
Coach, didn't you say at the beginning of the season that we should be really fat? No, I said fast. Oh, damn!
On 102.5 and 106.3 The Game and the Game Nashville app.
Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game. All right, Joe, I found it. So it was 2 weeks in a row. Billy Volek, December 13th, 2004, against Kansas City here. He was 29 of 43 for 426 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Woo!
They still lost, 49-38. And then the following week against Oakland, at Oakland, they lost 40-35. He was 40 of 60 for 492 yards and 4 touchdowns and a pick.
Oh, I love it. 40 of 60. Good Lord.
And they lost. They still lost.
Our man Derek Mason caught a touchdown in that Monday night game from Volek.
Yeah, I guess he would have. Yeah. Let's see, Denver. Yeah, and then the Denver game, he was 8 of 20 for 111 and 2 picks. So
that's Marcus Mariota number.
Yeah, I know, Billy. So that was the year Steve got hurt and Volek took over, right?
04, yeah.
Because Volek played more than half the games for the Titans. Steve was hurt pretty much all year.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. And that's why, when they drafted Vince Young and all that with Volek and, he felt like it was his time to play, but they had drafted Vince at number 3, who they didn't think they would get at number 3 because Houston had the number 1 pick that year. And they went with, what was his name? Mario from the NC State. I forget his last name. And then the Saints took Reggie Bush second. And then VY
Mario Williams.
Thank you. And then VY fell in the lap of the Titans. And remember what Bud Adams said so eloquently? VY's my guy.
Yep.
And they put him in there. Then Volek felt he had earned the right, maybe so, to lead the team. And that was also Norm Chow was the OC. That was some bad moments there. But that football team wasn't that bad because the 07 team actually went to the playoffs and lost to the Chargers with Billy Volek the next year. And then 08 was a team that went 13-3 and got beat by the Ravens in the playoffs.
So that game against Oakland, Derek Mason was targeted 17 times, had 9 catches for 121 yards and a touchdown. Drew Bennett was targeted 17 times, had 13 catches for 160 yards and 2 touchdowns.
And they lost the game?
Yeah, they lost.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Antoine Smith was running the ball some. I forgot about him. Troy Fleming. Troy Fleming played in that game.
That's the 04 team? I got to look that team up.
Yeah.
That sounds like just a disaster.
Because that was Eddie was gone at that point. They had gone to Chris Brown, and then Chris Brown got hurt. So they had a who's who coming through. Eddie Berlin. Eddie Berlin was good. I like
wow, him. Yeah. Eddie Berlin.
Robert Holcomb.
Yeah, fullback.
Shad Meyer or Meyer.
Meyer. Yeah,
Meyer.
He's a football coach here in Nashville was.
Yeah, and then Ben Troop. Ben Troop had 6 catches for 75 yards and a touch.
Look, the 2004 Titans wide receivers. All right, we love Derek Mason, so let's put him on a pedestal and put him away from this. Here's who they had. Drew Bennett, Eddie Berlin, Darrell Hill, and Jason McAdley. I've never heard of those guys. Exactly.
Was that the year that like the last game of the year they started Matt Mock? Or was that 05?
That was 05.
Yeah.
05. The 04 team then they blew that 04 team up, and when Steve was gone, Derek was gone, everybody was gone after that. That was the last game of the year. They played the Detroit Lions at home, and I was there covering it, and they said it was sold out. There might have been 15,000 people at that game. Maybe.
That was when they
the best.
Go ahead.
The best game was the end of the 01 season when Perry Phoenix and got in a fight on the bench. I forget who it was.
Yeah.
Deron Jenkins.
I remember that. Yep. Because 01 was like everybody was hurt that year. So that was like the down year during that, with that crew. And then they kind of bounced back. 615-737-1025. Wes in Hermitage wants to weigh in. Wes, what's up?
Oh, good morning, Chase. I've actually got a couple things. I've got a suggestion for you that I think you'll get a kick out of, but I've also got what I'm tired of. What do you want first?
You go. You pick. I'm good with whatever.
All right. So I am sick of bad officiating, and that goes around everywhere. It's terrible, man. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, no, I mean it's not getting any better, and I don't think it's going to get any better until they decide they want to make it a priority.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if these coaches. I don't know if these refs need to go to some kind of school or something, but it ain't working. Yeah, my suggestion for you, man. Oh, and this may have gotten back to you because I called and said this a while back, but just wanted to hear your reaction. So the Jared versus Joe segment is gold, man. I mean, it's great. And you just can't go a week without missing it. So is there a way to tally up for the month of November when Joe wins and when Jared wins, and whoever loses the most amount of times for the month of November has to come on for the full month of December at least once a week and sing the national anthem at 10 a.m. I'll hang up and listen.
Thanks, Wes.
Oh, man.
You know what? I like that from the pure entertainment standpoint, but as somebody that I want to keep listeners on, keep people listening to the radio station, I don't know if I like that. Because either one of them belting out the national anthem are going to make people turn the channel.
I totally agree with that, yeah. And besides,
it's good in theory.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure singing the national anthem. I'll pass.
So Keith on our text line apparently didn't like our rabbit hole of Billy Volek talk. He goes, "I'd like to know what was on the show grid today." It's called a rabbit hole. But no, we did. We were scheduled to talk about Billy Volek because on this day in Titans history, that's what we do. Look, we go down rabbit holes, man. It happens.
Somebody's burner account because no listener uses show grid. Unless you work in radio.
Yeah, it's Stillman. It's Stillman's burner account.
Easy, Jared.
You guys are having too much fun. You got to yell more.
Yeah, let's go down more rabbit holes. Billy Volek. Look, that's the thing. This Titans team, anytime you take Titans history or nostalgia or what we've seen since they showed up in 97, fully became the Titans in 99, there was a lot of highs and there were a lot of lows.
Yeah.
So you need to talk about all of them. And the Volek part of that was just a bizarre part in the history of the Tennessee Titans where, all that went on and happened with him. And then, then VY comes in, and Kerry Collins comes in, and then Jake. Would have been that amazing quarterback that everybody wanted it to be.
Oh.
How would have changed the trajectory of that franchise?
It would have changed a lot. I mean, it would have changed a lot in a lot of good ways, but that's why I think it's the perfect what if. Ron says, say what you want to say about Volek, but do you agree that he was the best Titan backup quarterback in team history? I'm going to say no. Neil O'Donnell. I mean, Neil O'Donnell he went to a Super Bowl. To me, he was the best because in those days, it was almost like you had two starters. You had McNair.
Yeah, that's right.
And McNair is who you wanted to go with, but like if Mac went down, which he did a lot because of the way he played, you knew you had a second starter in O'Donnell. I never felt that way with Volek. Volek was a good backup, but Neil O'Donnell was the best backup they've ever had, in my opinion.
This guy on the text line says, instead of talking about Billy Volek, Jared could rehash the same topics every 2 hours and say, no, as annoyingly as possible.
Andrew says, man. I agree. No one cares about 2023 Titans. Let us reminisce, Jared.
Jared Stillman, 2-6 every day on 102.5 The Game.
Yep. You can listen to no doubt about it. Okay, there's something that Vrabel said that I want to get to coming up next because we went down the rabbit hole. So that is on the grid, Keith or Jared or whoever your name is, whatever your name is. We'll get to that next. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3, The Game.
They combine hard-hitting journalism.
The Titans asked Kevin Byard to take a pay cut.
Strong-willed opinions.
There's hot takes and then there's weird takes. Yeah. This is a weird take.
And sometimes some old man takes.
I'm excited about it. So do I gyrate embarrassingly?
To create the perfect morning show, they are Robbie and Rexroad. Mornings from 6 to 9. Presented by TJ Anderson Homes of Benchmark Realty on 102.5 and 106.3 The Game and the Game Nashville app.
Actor Portrayal, based on a real patient experience.
I'm Mike. I'm a husband, proud father of 2, work my butt off 6 days a week, some nights too. When my family or my company needs me to make it happen, I make it happen. But a few months ago, I started having trouble making it happen, in the bedroom. I tried some pills online, but they didn't work. Honestly, I thought about throwing in the towel on my sex life, but I'm not that old. I still want to enjoy intimacy with my wife. Like that poet said, I don't want to just go gently into that good night. So I went to the Tennessee Men's Clinic in Franklin. Got some lab work done, was prescribed some meds, and wow, it made it happen. I can't say enough about them. Their providers took care of me, followed up, and made sure I had a treatment plan that actually works. It's awesome. If I were you, and you're like me, I'd give them a call today, 615-208-9090, or go to TennesseeMen'sClinic.com. If you're like most guys, they'll make it happen for you too.
Visit our website to learn more, including side effects. Treatments extra. Results vary.
Whatever your destination in life, you can get there easier with a checking account from F&M Bank. At F&M, our checking accounts give you the tools you need to manage your money well, like our smart free checking account that's actually free. Because sometimes the basics are more than enough, making lives better by making banking easier. Come see us at one of our branches or online at myfmbank.com. F&M Bank, banking made easy on purpose. Member FDIC.
Blue Raider fans, your home for all the MTSU football and men's basketball action is on 93.3 Classic Hits and 95.1 Classic Hits in the borough. Catch the action all season long with Chip Walters on the call. Go Blue Raiders!
Your chance to get that rare, hard-to-find luxury pre-owned Rolex timepiece is happening at Genesis Diamonds. Friday and Saturday, October 20th and 21st, Genesis is hosting an epic pre-owned luxury Rolex event featuring a stunning new selection of these hard-to-find watches. Hulks, Submariners, Daytonas, Pepsis, Batmans, all the hottest models that people wait years for. For this event, you can choose from 5 years financing or get a free pair of 2-carat lab-grown diamond earrings valued at $5,000. Imagine a luxury pre-owned ladies Rolex Datejust for just $199 a month, or a Sea Dweller or Submariner for just $299 a month. No waiting list, no games, just the watch you want at the great Genesis value price you deserve. Also for this event, our pre-owned Rolex buyers will be offering top dollar for your Rolex, so you can buy, sell, or trade. Come see the largest selection of luxury pre-owned Rolex watches in the state. Get the timepiece of your dreams and take advantage of our special financing. Friday and Saturday, October 20th and 21st only, and only at Genesis Diamonds, your home for luxury pre-owned Rolexes. Green Hills and Cool Springs. On approved credit while supplies last. See store for details.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how's the back pain now? 22.
Wonky work from home desks have Dane's Acupuncture booked up.
You need to get in, but this week's so full.
But finding more practitioners has them on pins and needles.
Okay. You know, my lunch is in 20 minutes. How fast can you get here?
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, if you missed our show, you can get it on demand. Just search for the Chase and Big Joe Show podcast on Apple, Spotify, or any podcast platform.
Chase and Big Joe are on 102.5 and 106.3 The Game.
Like you said yesterday, it's difficult to have an identity without winning. Are
Sure.
you confident that the message and the identity that you're pushing on this team to try to get them to have, that they're completely bought in and still where they have been?
I mean, I think they are. I mean, I thought we were going to win the game. We threw an interception. Quarterback couldn't push off. I thought we were going to win the game. Like, we just ran for 13 yards. We ran for 9 yards. We had a run on 2nd and 1. It was 3rd and 2. Ryan tried to throw to Chig, and he couldn't push off his ankle, and we threw a pick. But up until then, I mean, I don't know, maybe teams go down there and fight 1 for 6 in a red zone, however the ball got down there, whether the defense did it, whether the punt team was or whether the offense left them the ball down there. But I know we stood up there and stopped them however many times inside the 10, inside the 5, with Kyle Pecco chasing guys down, making extra efforts, knocking guys back. I mean, we're going to fight. Like, if you want our identity, we're going to fight. We ain't going to quit. Like, we've been through this before. You could go down there in a game like yesterday, 35-3 or whatever. Like, we're going to fight. They're going to fight. And our job is to eliminate some of the mistakes, try to get a little bit of the details better, be better on 3rd down, you know, score these chances, and we get the ball down there in the red zone. You know, I mean, you saw Derek, you know, scored from the 15 or whatever, but, you know, got Chris Moore on a slip screen that looked really, really good until it wasn't, and missed a block, and on 3rd and 8, you know. So it's like, we're going to go through this red zone and make sure that, you know, we're doing everything that we can to put ourselves in favorable positions to score touchdowns. You guys know that. You know, got to be better and, you know, run it better. Can't have 3rd and 8s in the red zone. There's nowhere for them to cover, right? They're just going to just pack you in there, and then it's like, well, you throw a slip screen, or throw a quick pass and hope somebody, you know, breaks a tackle, but it's not a normal 3rd and 8 out in the field where, you know, there's going to be some more space. So 3rd and 8 is tough, and, you know, we'll have to keep working it, keep scheming it, and keep practicing it.
That was Mike Vrabel yesterday. on his confidence that the players are buying into the identity he envisions for this team. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3, The Game. That's the longest answer I think I've ever heard Mike Vrabel give. And what stood out to me on it, Joe, is that, like, the first thing that he said, I think they are. Well, shouldn't you know? If you're the head coach, shouldn't you know if your message is working or not? And then the way that he kind of went through it kind of makes me wonder, like, he knows what he wants the identity to be. I think we all know what he wants the identity to be. But is it actually working? I'd say the answer right now to that is no. It's not. They haven't found, or they haven't lived up to that identity, is the best way to put it. What do you think about that?
I thought I was listening to NPR. I fell asleep. My Lord. That was the longest soundbite ever. Man, I thought I was back in architecture class in college. Goodness. I don't know, man. It's just weird. This is what happens when you don't win games. That's the bottom line. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, it is the bottom line.
It's the bottom line.
Because Stone Cold said so. But I wonder, and we talked about this last week, you know, is this message old? Are they buying it? Or are they just simply not good enough? Like, if at the end of the day, if that's what it is, then that's what it is. Like, if they're just not good enough, then we're all going to have to come to terms with that at some point. That, hey, you know what? This is just a bad football team. And you're going to have to just go through the rest of the season and see what happens and then try and fix it in the offseason. You're going to have a lot of cap space to work with, so they could do that. But at some point, you know, I think we're going to have to come to that realization.
Just put Levis in and see what he could do. Let it go. What do you have to lose? Your team's not going to win the Super Bowl. This isn't the 2019 team where they started 2-4. I mean, it's nowhere near that team. So what do you have to lose? I don't get the consternation. You got 11 days now to prepare a quarterback to take on the Falcons, who are not that great of a football team. I don't understand it. Just let it go. You know what Willis can do. Why not get Will Levis in there and go, by the way, Chase, if Will Levis does not have some sort of endorsement deal with Levi's jeans, then they're missing the boat here. I know it sounds differently, but still, Levis.
Well, because your phone autocorrects it to Levi's all the time.
It does. Yep. So why not get him a deal? So Chase, work on that. Add that to one of your 47 responsibilities at the radio station.
Jeff on our text line has the text of the day. Like the ED commercial, the Titans are having trouble making it happen.
Yes.
Good one, Jeff. 3337 says the problem with the team and its identity is that we're trying to change it from a run-first team, and we do not have a good enough quarterback to do that, or receivers or offensive line. I mean, there is a lot of truth to that they're trying to change the bread and butter, and that's why Derrick Henry's standing on the sideline, which doesn't make any sense to me, because when you let Derrick Henry get into a rhythm and start doing his thing, it's effective for you. So if that's the only thing that's working for you with this bad offensive line and, you know, the tight end that can't catch the ball or whatever and the hurt quarterback, then just run the ball. Just give the ball to Derrick and just move on.
Was Vrabel asked? Probably not, about why Henry was on the sidelines on the 1 yard line?
He may have been. I'd have to look through.
You have to look through his answers, and I'll see you in 4 days.
Yeah.
Pass. I'm sure he wasn't. I'm sure one of the.
By the way, Chip Walters just sent me a picture of you. I love.
Oh no.
I love your setup on the floor. This is great.
Did he really? Oh man.
Oh, that's awesome.
You gotta post it. You gotta post it.
I will. We will post it. Oh, that's too good.
Oh man.
That is too good. JD says, let me talk to you. Homage there to LA Knight. The Titans suck. I don't think Amy has the money to build this team up to where it needs to be, so we're going to have to try and do it through the draft, which will take years. And you only have 5 draft picks next year, so how do you do that?
What do you mean doesn't have the money? She's worth $2 billion.
She's got the money.
They all have the same salary cap. They all get the money. Same way with the NFL. I mean, I don't know how it's all broken down, but it's in the hundreds of millions.
Well, yeah, but I mean, this is the narrative with the Titans. The narrative has always been that they're cheap, and you know what? In some ways, they are. I mean, there were times where, like, okay, A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown is a prime example. They trade A.J. Brown because of why?
They wanted to give me my money.
Right. They didn't want to pay him. And everybody blames J-Rob, and J-Rob got fired for it. But he can't make that move without the okay from the owner.
Correct.
Like, you do understand that that's how this works, right? Like, he's not making that move without Amy Adams Strunk saying, you know what, I agree. He's not worth it, let's trade him. Or her saying, I'm not paying him, trade him. Like, that's how this works.
I'd love to do a role play of how that all went down with Robinson. He's like, knock, knock. Hey, Amy, how we doing today? She's like, what? And he's like, quick question. Hypothetical. Say that A.J. Brown wants $1 billion. No. And, okay, what about if he wants no? And I just want to know how I'd love to know how that. We'll never know. I'd love to know how all that went down.
I think it would have been entertaining.
And then, end it with Vrabel's little hissy fit in the draft room when he walked out when that trade happened and all that went on. Because, what's crazy, all that happened quickly. Like, I've talked to Mike Keith even. Mike Keith was like, this happened like nobody knew, nobody had a clue, and then boom, it goes and happens. And everybody was stunned about it. And that was April of 2022. And so I would just like to have seen how he presented it to Amy, what she said. Or maybe she said, do it. And Robson's like, I don't want to do it. And then she's like, well, go ahead and do it. And he's like, I don't think we should do it. Maybe Robinson talked her out of it.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I still stand by that move doesn't happen without her blessing.
Oh, I know. I agree. And by the way, Robinson's still getting paid, another 3 years? So if he's smart just to shut his mouth and collect his paycheck.
Isn't it 4? Because he had signed a 5-year extension.
Maybe that's even better. 4 years. If you pay me $1 million for 4 years to shut my mouth, I'm done.
I'd go away. I would go away for sure.
I'd get my condo in Rayon City and stay away from me.
Yep, you can, and you and Mike Oregon can, do your thing. Hang out in Rayon City with your rec ball league.
Do our thing?
Your rec ball league. Your rec ball league.
We do Mike Oregon. I do bocce ball.
Bocce ball. That's
it. Ball team.
That's it. I'm trying to keep up with the text line. Sometimes that's hard to do. But you know what?
I love it.
You know what it's time for? It's almost time for celebrity birthdays.
Yeah, let's do it.
It's our favorite. We'll do that coming up next. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game.
He breaks down every game.
The players are still going to be fine.
And knows the ins and outs of the two-tone blue.
They deal with their own position coaches.
He is ESPN NFL Nation Titans reporter Teron Davenport.
It's clear what he's doing.
TD joins every Monday at 1, Thursdays at 3, Friday mornings at 8, and anytime on the Talkin' with TD podcast.
I think that's really cool how he could show both sides.
TD is on 102.5 and 106.3 The Game and the Game Nashville app.
Preds fans, guten Tag. It's Oktoberfest in Smashville as we take on the Edmonton Oilers this Tuesday, October 17th at Bridgestone Arena. Score a custom Preds Oktoberfest mug when you purchase the special Oktoberfest ticket package starting at $69. Packages are limited, so secure yours today at NashvillePredators.com/theme nights. That's NashvillePredators.com/theme nights. Welcome to Smashville.
Hal Gill here for my good friends at Dunkin'. I get my Dunks every morning. I grew up with Dunkin' in Boston, and it's been my favorite ever since. Fall in love with Dunkin's pumpkin coffee, lattes, muffins, and donuts. Made with their signature high-quality coffee, each sip and bite is sure to delight. Perfect for those cool autumn mornings or as a sweet treat any time of day you won't be able to resist the delicious pumpkin flavor. Get pumped for pumpkin. Stop by Dunkin' today.
Nashville's Best Deals is a great place to save cash fast. Get up to half off or more on dining and entertainment at thegamenashville.com/deals. Check back often for new featured deals and save money now at thegamenashville.com/deals.
It's time for the fall haul at Northern Tool and Equipment. Get your hands on tough tools at prices that are tough to ignore. Got plans? Cancel them. Trucks in the shop? Borrow someone else's. Don't like saving money? Right. So head to the fall haul at Northern Tool. Back up the truck for the season's biggest event and save on generators, power tools, trailers, and more. Shop in-store or at northerntool.com. We're made for this.
Wendy's new breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles let you create your own delicious combo. Choose from a sausage biscuit, egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, and a medium hot coffee. But it's obvious which combo's the best. Sausage biscuit and small seasoned potatoes. Well, maybe it's the fresh cracked egg and cheese biscuit with a medium hot coffee. Or 2 savory sausage biscuits. Whichever you pick, you can't go wrong. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
Just a minute, don't hang up. Hey, we want to hear from all of you. Give us a call or text at 615-737-1025.
Hello. You'll have to speak up. I'm wearing a towel.
Our phone line driven by Wilson County Hyundai.
Chase and Big Joe are on 102.5 and 106.3 The Game.
Chase and Big Joe here on 102.5, 106.3 The Game, presented by Regal Realty Group. Appreciate them broadcasting live from the Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical Studios. And we have tweeted out the picture of JoJo sitting on the floor. My favorite is the hand. You do the hand motion. That is the best. Thanks to Chip Walters for sending that. Are you still there?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. I was wondering.
Am I here? Am I there? Hello? Is
yeah,
this
you're
me?
here. Yeah. Is this
Look
thing
how
on?
big my hand looks in that photo.
Hey, you're Big Joe. That's your name.
Goodness.
It fits. You and Chip on the call tonight, 93.3 Classic Hits, as MTSU takes on undefeated Liberty. Going to be a tough game, but a good game.
Well, Liberty's a good football team, obviously. They were the first team this season that went 6-0. But as I've said before, this MTSU football team is not a bad football team. They're not bad. And when they play really well, they play really well. And they move the ball. And they play great defense. And, man, if they could upset Liberty tonight, that'd be so good for this football team. So we'll see what happens. I'm expecting a good game tonight. And maybe the Malik Willis will be here tonight, maybe. And then I go down and say, hey, man, for Mike Vrabel, take care of yourself. But no, it'll be a lot of fun. And then you can hear Chip and I on the call, or Chip mostly on the call, and me adding some idiotic statements throughout. But we'll have fun.
If Malik Willis is there, will you just go ask him if he's starting next week?
I will.
And see what he says.
I will go up to him. Will he? He might. It's a bye week. I don't know if the Titans are practicing this week or not, but it's not easy to get to Lynchburg, Virginia.
Yeah, it's their off day. So, I guess he hypothetically could go up there for a game.
So, I don't see why not.
Never know.
Big time.
Let's get to celebrity birthdays, shall we?
Do I hear music?
Yep. Yeah, it's hard to hear on Zoom, so just assume that it's there.
Okay. All right. First birthday up today. He played Lenny and Squiggy and Laverne and Shirley, actor Michael McKeon. How old's Michael McKeon?
78.
84?
76.
Boom.
Good job, Chase. Well done. Proud of you.
Thank you.
Norm on Cheers. How old's Norm on Cheers?
Norm! Ooh, that's a tough one. I'm going to say 74.
72?
75.
Ooh. Boom.
What's the one where he walks in and Woody says, hey, what's up? He's like, my weight if I was 20 feet tall or something like that.
Yeah.
Something. All right. Now, Chase, you got to get this one. Your neighbor and best friend, Alan Jackson. How old is Alan Jackson today?
Oh, I'm going to say Allen's 65 today.
I'm going with 61.
Chase McCabe got it right on, 65.
That's what I thought. Happy birthday,
Chase,
Allen.
Tell the folks what your connection is.
I went to high school with Allen's kids and was friends with his oldest daughter, Maddie. We actually went to prom together. That's my claim to fame.
What? Hold on.
Well, we don't have to talk about this.
No. Really? You went to prom with Alan Jackson's daughter?
I did.
Who drove? Did you drive in some beat up truck or something?
The limo driver drove.
Nice.
Yep.
Did you pin the corset on her? Did you stab her?
No. I think that was already on. I don't remember.
What do you remember? Where did y'all go? Where was the prom held?
Hillwood Country Club, I think.
Oh, fancy. Did he chaperone or Denise Jackson chaperone?
No. But we did pictures at the house and everything. They were very cool. Like I said, we were friends.
Oh, come on. You got to bring these pictures back out.
Okay. I'll bring some out for you.
You're like, can we move on, please?
You're enjoying this too much.
All right. Yeah. All right. Up next, Ziggy Marley. How old's Ziggy Marley?
Is that Bob Marley's kid?
It is.
53.
47.
55.
Boom.
It's also his dog was in Marley and Me. All right, Eminem. How old's Eminem today?
Ooh.
Marshall Mathers.
Marshall Mathers, 51.
I was going to say 52.
He's 51. Chaser, you've got 5. You might break Willie Donnick's record today.
You're in my wheelhouse.
Who else we got? Gary Puckett of Gary Puckett and the Union Gap. How old's he?
I'm going to say 80.
76.
81.
Oh, okay.
Chip Walter said 82. Chase, so you're good.
Nice.
Singer comedian Bill Hudson of the Hudson Brothers. And I think that's Katie Hudson's dad. He was married to Goldie Hawn. They don't talk.
79.
84.
74. Mike Judge, creator of Beavis and Butthead. How old's he?
And King of the Hill. Don't forget that.
Yep.
65.
74?
61.
Oh, my. I'm just off today.
All right. Chase, you got one more. You got a tie here. Here's a good one. He lives in Nashville. I think he's Neil Orn's neighbor. Chris Kirkpatrick of NSYNC. How old is he today?
Nice. I'm going to say 48.
43.
He's 52.
Dang. I thought
Chaser, you had it, and that's all the birthdays that we got, man. Good job. Also on this day born was Norm Macdonald, Margot Kidder, and Evel Knievel.
Wow.
May they forever rest in peace.
Absolutely. Man, this was a good one. A lot of good ones today. Very, very good.
By the way, we hit big time. John McClain just reposted our picture of me sitting on my butt. So.
Oh, nice. John going to join us on Thursday at 10 o'clock, by the way. He's traveling tomorrow, so will not be able to do his normal Wednesday at 9:30, but he'll join us Thursday at 10.
All right, well, I'm glad I know that now.
Yeah, well, I was going to tell you later. You're prepping for the game, you know. I don't want to distract you from, you know, Chip and Coach Stock and what you got going there in Lynchburg, Virginia.
Yeah, prepping. Yeah, I'm gonna take a nap here in a little bit. That's what they call prepping.
Joe, what are you using for your desk? Is that like a chair? Or
it looks like a piano stool.
Yeah, what is that, Joe?
It is. I play it coming in and out of the breaks. All that music you hear is me playing the piano.
Like, do they not have a desk in the room?
Mr. Walters needs the desk to go over all the stuff for tonight, and I don't want to get over there. And so I'm happy here.
Okay. All right.
I mean, where else can I go and have my butt hurt, my back hurt, and my posture look this bad, right? Feel like I'm sitting at home. This is all good. It all works out just fine, man.
I've posted the picture on my Twitter at Chase on Game. Appreciate Chip for sending that.
Right. Yeah.
That is
You're
fantastic.
like, is it okay if I post a picture from Chip? I'm like, I don't care. Yeah, it's all good, man. We're all good with that.
Did Chip not want to offer you like a pillow to sit on, maybe, or?
No, he wants him to suffer, and I support it.
He only got back here in the last 15 minutes, so I did most of the show was solo here. No, it's fine. I'm comfortable. I can't move or I can't get up, and so, but I'm good.
Well,
I'll be fine.
You'll get there. We're proud of you. We'll be listening tonight, Joe. Enjoy the call, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.
As we always say, and we close every show, to all the guys out there, we love you. We need you. Be strong. You feel like you're struggling, reach out. You can talk to Chase. You can talk to me. You can talk to Dr. Crane. We're here for you. Our world is a better place when you guys are here. So please, if you're struggling, reach out to us. Let you know that we love you and we need you here. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Absolutely. That'll do it for us. More on the Titans, the Predators, live at Bridgestone Arena. Caroline, Willie, and D-Mace coming up next on 102.5, 106.3, The Game.
ElectronicExpress.com. We make it happen.